wake up and let the weirdness begin. It's the KVJ show to start your morning. Kevin is the host, and his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious Bee, so don't get her pissed. Jason talks like a spaz, and he loves to talk about Bigfoot and stats. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ show.
Alrighty, hello and welcome to the KVJ show. Happy Wednesday. Good morning. What is going on, everybody?
Good morning.
How you doing, Virginia?
Doing good.
Good. No more drama on your street?
It was a peaceful night last night in sleepy Tequesta. No SWAT team across the street.
Okay, well, that's kind of a lovely thing, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It's way better than the night over the weekend. Like, wow.
That does happen sometimes. Sometimes I'll see 6 cop cars out in the front of someone's house. You're going, what's going on over there? How come there's so many police officers? Is it all going down?
It's very alarming when you see, there was probably about 30 across the street.
When the police go to your house, is all of that public record?
Yeah, I think so.
Huh.
Yeah. I think, eventually all the body cams come out, too, and you can see everything that went down.
Okay. Are you going to do that?
Yeah, I like to look at everything.
Well, I can tell you this much. Palm Beach County leads the country in body cam. I mean, we rack up millions upon millions per day. So many body cams in Palm Beach County.
Yeah. Well, we got a lot of activity. Big old county. A lot of stuff going on. How you doing today, Bird?
I'm doing good.
Good. Love to hear that. It's fantastic. Well, I know we got a lot of stuff to get to here on today's show. One thing, very excited, the South Florida Fair going to be opening up on Friday. If you did not know yet, Virginia's going to be part of those opening ceremonies at 11:30 a.m. It's going to be inside the Ford Theater. And if you want to take a little fair hooky day, you can go out there and get it free admission if you attend the ceremony on a first-come, first-served basis.
Love it.
You got any good one-liners ready to go? Because I know you're going to be on the microphone.
It's a pirate theme this year, so, it's going to be heavy pirate jokes.
Okay, I'll see you guys over at the bar. All right, I like it.
And then fun thing is then coming up on the 23rd, KVJ show is going to be out there live on the Coke Florida stage. So you can see us performing there. It's going to be an all-ages show. Snack Pack is going to be out there doing some of their songs as well as playing fair games and some fun stuff.
So does that mean the whole entire fair season is pirate-themed?
Yes.
Okay.
The whole entire fair season is pirate themed. There's pirate shows. There's pirate acrobatics.
Okay, well,
there's random pirates roaming the midway.
That makes the Snack Pack costumes easy to figure out.
There you go.
Uh-huh. Okay. Well, we got some of your random strong opinions here. What are yours? This person said, it's weird to wish the fan of a team congratulations when their team wins. What exactly was their contribution?
They've been working hard on that sofa, cheering, investing time, buying jerseys, supporting. Yeah, it's a group effort.
Okay, so when you say congratulations, it's just for all that kind of stuff that you've done.
A team can't do it without a great fan base. You can be a part of the team by being a great fan base.
Okay. A couple other random strong opinions we have here. It says, if there are only 2 sizes, there cannot be a medium.
I agree.
Yeah, I think sometimes when you go to maybe Starbucks or some of those coffee places, they give you 2 sizes. Small's not an option. It's like a medium and a large, basically, but they throw Italian words at it, so you don't know what you're talking about.
I've noticed pizza places are doing this now, where they're getting rid of the medium. It's either small or large. You ask for a medium, they go, we don't do medium.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a new thing.
Mm-hmm.
The penny is dying, and so is the medium.
You're right. But you know what I had the other day that I have to retract on? At Culver's, I had their onion rings. And they were fantastic.
Kevin, what have I been saying for a year now?
I know, right?
They changed their onion rings.
They did not change their onion rings. You are a psychopath. And I mean that with love.
Well, when I had their onion rings like 3 years ago, I did not like them.
Sometimes people have a bad day in the batter's box. It doesn't mean that their whole career.
Batter.
Oh, batter. Look at that.
The batter was the problem.
Well, look, it happens sometimes, and I always try to give a place at least a second try, unless it's so gnarled.
Their onion rings were fantastic that I had over the weekend.
There's at least 17 audio clips of me going, Virginia, you're wrong. You don't know what you're talking about. Culver's onion rings are delicious.
Well,
That's
there you
why
go.
I'm retracting.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
At least you finally came around.
Yeah, I know.
I believe in honesty and truth in reporting.
And being wrong.
This random strong opinion says every Waffle House meal should begin with an appetizer waffle.
Ooh.
Is that good for business?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it sounds like at that point, what I would do, I'd walk in, I'd have my appetizer waffle, but I'm good.
Yeah, I think their profit. I mean, they don't make a lot of money because their menu is somewhat, affordable. It's not like they're raking it in,
Right.
and I'm sure they got to pay a lot of money from all the fights that go on there, damages.
I can't eat a whole waffle, but boy, I would like a quarter of one.
I said that one time when I was 3 years old. I can't eat a whole waffle. What are you, a child?
This person says their random strong opinion is if you have to tell people that you're an alpha male, you're not an alpha male.
Well, that's such a douchey thing to say anyway. I'm an alpha male. You're saying that.
Whoever says that should be kicked in the giblets.
That's a person who loves to pose in the gym mirror for a long time.
Yeah, they do.
It's exhausting.
This random strong opinion. The fact that calculators and computer keyboard numeric keypads have 7, 8, 9 across the top, while the phone number keys have 1, 2, 3 at the top, is one of the greatest user interface design failures of all time. So if you look over at your computer and they have the 789, like you go to the far right, it says 789, that is the top row. But then when you go to dial up a phone number, it is 1, 2, 3 atop of your keypad. So you're dialing a phone number, it goes 1, 2, 3 at the top. If you're on a computer, it's 7, 8, 9. They're saying, why didn't they go compatible so that your fingers always know to go 1, 2, 3 across the top line? Why is 7, 8, 9 across the top line? I'll show you real quick. If you're watching KVJ TV, you can see 7, 8, 9. That's where they do the numbers.
Yeah, why is that?
Yeah, that's what they're saying. They're saying that's one of the stupidest things. It's one of the worst design failures of all time. Jbird's brain looks like it's frozen.
You broke him.
Yeah, it's done. I can see, look at his eyes.
He hasn't been this confused since his GPS sent him west
I mean,
for 45 minutes.
I have seen him buffering for the last 45 seconds.
Don't make me say it, but I don't get it.
I kind of like this idea. If you accept a knighthood, you should have to participate in at least one jousting tournament a year.
Oh, I love this.
And the tournament should be televised.
I think jousting is so exciting.
They just knighted David Beckham. Can you imagine him on a horse with a lance?
Oh, him versus Elton John or Paul McCartney?
It'd be amazing.
Paul McCartney versus Elton John?
I'm all for this.
Gosh.
I think it's an absolute fantastic idea. Let's make it happen.
It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. Virginia, take it away. Cause you know we need that Dirt of the Day.
This Dirt of the Day is brought to you by my new closet designers, Closets by Design. You want a little local dirt, Kev?
I love local dirt.
So this just in, I guess, there is a major Netflix production that is beginning to work right here locally. Will Ferrell is the producer along with Tina Fey, and I'm hearing Luke Wilson, Molly Shannon. It's apparently going to be a comedy movie about an indoor golf league. And where would they film something like that? Oh, maybe in Palm Beach Gardens, where they happen to have an indoor golf league.
Right. Little TGL.
So if you're out and about in gardens and you run into any of those celebrities, those are some big names. Will Ferrell and Tina Fey producing it.
Yeah.
Luke Wilson and Molly Shannon in it.
Yeah,
That's huge.
Well, it's a good time of year to do it because, that was one thing that was really cool last year when they had the inaugural season for the TGL is all the random celebrities that would come in to watch that. And it is really cool looking. I mean, it's built for TV so that it pops, and it does. It looks fantastic. So you would have all these golfers that have that chill kind of time. So if you want all those cameos, which I'm sure they do, it'd be very convenient to get all of them.
Very cool. I love it.
Okay, good
Thanks for the inside info to some people on the scene. Nene Leakes is headed back to Bravo. She famously had beef with Bravo and I think was suing Bravo at one point, but then dropped the lawsuit. Nene Leakes is from the Real Housewives of Atlanta, and I would say she's probably top 3 biggest names to ever come from the franchise. So... Oh, your microphone's not working, boo-boo.
Yeah, that mic ain't going to work.
You want to come sit on my lap? You can come sit over here and snuggle up.
Never sit on a witch's lap. Bad luck.
Yeah, so you can check her out. Apparently, the new show is going to be Ultimate Road Trip, The Real Housewives. They've been doing these where they do all-girl trips, but to have Nene back on is a really big deal because her departure was a huge story. Her beef with Bravo was a huge story, and so apparently they've squashed the beef.
Okay.
I love that. And finally here, Kiefer Sutherland got himself arrested. Now, I don't know what happened, but he got in an Uber or a Lyft and then got into a verbal argument first with the driver. Then it turned physical. Then cops were called, and records show that Kiefer was arrested and then released from custody on Monday on a $50,000 bond. He has a court date coming up February 2nd. We'll find out more about what exactly happened between him and this rideshare driver.
I don't think this is his first rodeo when it comes to getting arrested.
No, he's been arrested before. He's got a mugshot, DUI.
Didn't he fight a Christmas tree one year?
He jumped into one, yeah. He came back after a night out and just did a header right into, I think it was like in a hotel lobby or something.
He's spicy.
Yeah.
I'm amused by spicy.
Okay.
I don't know what happened with the rideshare driver, but I can't wait to hear the story. And that's what's going on in your dirt.
Well, I got just a random search for advice here. A little Ask KVJ. This person wants to know how they should be handling their girlfriend's work trip. Not real happy about it, and there's a little bit of conflict going on here when they said their girlfriend is someone who does sales. And apparently with her sales, the region she covers is the Southeast. She also does part of the Midwest. They say in their email here, there's a relatively new employee that is supposed to be taking over part of a region. And that's good because that means I'll be able to see her more and she'll be able to stay home. But in the transition, she's having to take him around to some of the current clients and introduce him as he's going to be taking over these accounts. Well, a recent trip took them to some small towns. It was late, and they were 4 hours from the nearest big city. So they didn't have a lot of options. And they wound up getting a room at a smaller budget motel. Not a lot of availability, and they wound up in a situation where there was one room for them to split.
Oh, boy.
Now, my girlfriend came home, was up front. She told me that, they had shared the room. I appreciated that. But she said the only other option was to have one of them sleep in the car. And where they were, it was like 10 degrees outside. She assured me that nothing happened as they both had their own bed. I've met this guy. He's a decent-looking guy that is about 10 years younger than my girlfriend. Now, I trust her, but my guy friends are all in my head telling me I am being naive. My girlfriend is going to be taking at least 4 more trips with this guy before he takes over full control of this region. I hope they don't wind up in a small town again where it's freezing cold and there's only one available room.
Well, if that happens again, that's kind of a little suspect.
So I'm hoping that isn't the situation, but would you tolerate what's already happened? Now, when you say it out loud, your girlfriend shared a hotel room with her coworker, you're normally not going to feel good about that. In that might be a setup for a breakup in this situation.
But if you trust your mate and this really did happen and there were no other options, it's either a person sleeping in the car in 10-degree weather and you really trust your mate, I'm not gonna overthink this because everything lines up. You're upfront and honest. You said what happened, and things like this do happen.
They do. And if you trust her and she's telling you the truth, has she ever given you any reason to think she would be unfaithful? If the answer's no, then you have to trust her first until she shows you that you can't trust her.
I mean, just to be on the safe side, I would let my girlfriend know. Go, look, this is a situation. Here's what's going. Like before you even check in, say we have no other options. It's either one of us sleeps in the car, and I gotta get to bed. But I'm being honest with you to let you know what's going on. I think that could, help as well.
We deal with these kind of situations where there's an improbable story that is revealed, but it's typically by accident. The fact that she is face forward when she comes home and she tells you exactly what went down so that there is no suspicion and no problems, I feel a lot better than if you find this out in a roundabout way where you're meeting this guy out in public for a few drinks and he's like, remember that time we had to share that room? You're like, what do you mean you had to share a room? I don't like that. This I feel okay about. So
I'm not gonna get upset about this.
Does this guy that she's training to take over some of her accounts, does he ever come locally, I wonder? And if he did, would they all hang out together? Because that would be a really good way for you to size him up, eyeball this dude, and figure out, okay, because you can tell.
Yeah, I think he's local. I mean, he talked about how he's about 10 years younger. He's a decent-looking guy. He believes that he's single and all those kind of things that would concern you on the face. But, yeah, they just don't seem to really have a lot of reason to hang out together.
I would say call your mate before it all goes down. Explain what's happening. Let them know. If they don't pick up, leave a voicemail and say, look, I'm in a small town. There ain't nothing I can do about it. This feels like a weird movie from the 90s.
It's 10 degrees outside, so we had to snuggle for warmth.
And you don't have to go out of state to cheat on your mate, too.
That's true.
I mean, there's always an opportunity for your mate to cheat. Now, it does make it easier if it's in a little...
Oh, your microphone, bruh.
What's going on with this thing? Come on.
It's that.
You see me? I'm not like I'm not like Elvis Presley in this little. I'm not doing that. I'm not like grabbing it.
You're not grabbing it and thrusting your hips around?
No, A, I can't move my hips. And
That's
B,
right.
I got a bitch-ass grip.
His hips don't lie.
They don't move.
You're right. That'd be your new song. Hips don't move. Okay, who do you think knows the show better? Now, the question here, how well do I know Virginia compared to how well Jbird knows producer Denny's?
We're going to clean the floor with these two.
Well, let's hope so, Virginia. We got a lot to live up to here.
Denny's, don't listen to these old dogs.
I wasn't.
Woof, woof.
Okay, first thing we got to figure out here. Do you think Jbird, answering for Denny's, is going to say that he's ever shoplifted? Has Denny's ever shoplifted, Jbird? What do you think?
Yes, he has. He shoplifted a public sub one time, learned a great lesson from it, and I don't think he's ever stole again.
It's very true. I did. I stole a public sub back in high school, and I got caught, and they made me hold the sub up in my screen, that shot they took of me with the camera. Like it was like one of those number boards you hold.
Yeah.
I would go in $100 to get that picture. What about you?
If that mugshot lives. Is it Martin County?
It was in Palm City.
Was
the
it
Palm
even
City Publix.
I don't think it was a mugshot. I think it was a Publix.
It was a Publix mugshot that
shop.
they put it up on the wall, and then I was banned from that place for like 5 years.
You know when people steal stuff, they'll take their picture and put it on the wall?
Yeah.
That's what they did to him.
Wall of shame.
Oh, yeah, we know your name.
I love a wall of shame.
We know your name.
I didn't go in that Publix for 5 years.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah, it works.
Wall of shame works.
But then you say you were embarrassed, and you're like, oh my gosh.
Oh, they made such a big deal of it that, yeah, it was incredibly embarrassing, and I never stole again, ever. Never.
Young and dumb.
Young and dumb.
Yeah.
Okay, you got that correct. And I'm going to say Virginia is shoplifted as well.
Yeah,
She has.
You know how.
Yeah.
Back in the day, I grew up scratching and just struggling to try to get anything. And I had these two girlfriends of mine. They both of their families had money, lots of it. And I was the poor one, but they taught me how to shoplift for some reason. And we would go and steal like makeup. Mm-hmm. But I never felt good about it. And I always felt like, okay, if I'm going down for a crime, I don't want it to be for Wet and Wild lip gloss.
No,
Right.
you would rather
It's
have,
only 99 cents anyway. Like, what are we doing?
Make it count.
what about glasses from a bar?
Glasses. Oh, that's not shoplifting. That's
No? What is that? What do you call that?
borrowing temporarily.
Do you ever take them back?
I do sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not saying she has it, but I know she doesn't bring them all back because I've seen them at her house and I've been with her before. And she'll take half of a beer and stick it in her purse. I go, what are you doing? You can't take that. Oh, yeah.
Watch me.
Yeah, watch me.
What are you, working for the cops?
Yeah. And I'm always so nervous that they're going to see it or it's going to spill in her bag.
I'm like a ninja. They ain't seeing nothing.
And then she gaslights you to try to tell you it's not stealing.
It's not. It's just borrowing temporarily.
Okay, Jbird, do you think that Denny's believes that pineapple is a fine topping for pizza? Not that he gets it, but he's like, yeah, I can understand that because it makes some people be like, it's not a topping for pizza. And yeah, so it's not that he would get it, but he's like, yeah, I get why other people would.
Denny's holds no rage when it comes to pineapple pizza. In fact, if he was hungry, he'd probably throw a slice down his throat.
Okay. I'm going to say Virginia doesn't carry either. She doesn't carry that banner for like, yeah, no way you can put pineapple on pizza. Am I
You're
right?
correct.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Both right on that.
Denny's, he's right.
Yeah.
We don't care. Whatever
I don't
makes
care.
you happy.
Yeah.
I think pineapple with a little spice can be good.
Denny's is kind of like my dad with the junkyard mentality. You could give Denny's a bowl full of metal and he'll somehow, oh, this is pretty good, thanks. Like he'll
Yeah.
eat anything and not
Okay.
complain about it.
Okay. Do you think that Denny's has weighed himself in the last 24 hours?
No.
Have you, Denny's?
I have not, although I probably should after the holidays. The reason I haven't is because I before the holidays, I felt like I gained a little bit of weight and I just didn't want to even look.
Yeah.
So I've been avoiding it, but I got to get back on there.
Do you ever have moments when you go into the bathroom and you don't look in the mirror because you're afraid that your stomach is sticking out too far?
I'll avert my gaze to my stomach. Yeah, I'll keep it up, chest up, But yeah, I can tighten up a little bit. I don't need. The worst was our old apartments. We both lived in the same style of apartment, but it had a toilet that you'd sit on, but you could open a glass closet that aimed towards you, so you just see yourself naked sitting on the toilet.
You should not be able to see yourself pooping.
That is a rough image.
That's not good.
Sometimes the hinge would break and it would creep, and I'd look over and I'd be like, "Oh gosh," and I'd have to close it.
It wasn't my favorite feature. That and the rats in the wall were two features I did not enjoy.
Yeah, it's rough. I think for Virginia, this is a crapshoot, but I'm going to say that you have weighed yourself in the last 24 hours. Am I correct?
You are correct.
You're a maniac.
I have a scale right by my shower, and most days I jump on it just to see where I'm at. I went nuts on Sunday. It started out as just a simple food and wine pairing at Waterway Cafe.
It always does, Virginia.
But that's the devil in the details. When it's the food and the wine,
Okay.
and Virginia has to try it all. I mean, if you put it in front of me, I'm like the family dog. I'm gonna eat it.
You and Kevin don't know what nuts is.
I went nuts for me.
Exactly.
But I did. I wanted to see the damage. And then I'm also like watching to see, okay, how much fluid am I retaining? So the scale is a great way.
Okay. All
Okay.
right.
We got to make sure we got that retaining fluid comment in there, Kevin.
No. Okay, we are tied at 3 apiece. Perfect score for both teams right now and know the show.
We ain't going to break.
Okay. Next question would be, does Virginia and Denny's have Waze on their phone? That is the app to find yourself. I'm going to go out and say Virginia does have WAZE, the app on your phone. Do you, Virginia?
I do. It's my favorite GPS app because it also tells you where the speed traps are.
You always say that that's the best one.
Yeah, if you got a lead foot, it's the best one.
Okay. And Jbird, what about Denny's? Does he have that app on his phone? Yes or no?
Does he gaze at the waves? Is it waves? What is it called?
WAZE.
Waze. Yeah, he's a tech head. He's got it.
Oh, unfortunately, I don't have it. I just use the basic one. I barely ever go anywhere.
He ain't speeding, he's riding dirty.
I really lost my ways on that one.
I never leave the house, so I don't need an app for navigation.
And I just don't think I understand what ways is.
Yikes. Okay, and finally, Virginia and Denny's. Can they name the 3 branches of government? And I'm going to need you two to start writing those down. What are the 3 branches of government as Jbird and I try to figure out if you do know it or not? Jbird, what do you think about with Denny's? Does he know it?
Oh, they used to call him 3-brancher back in high school. He absolutely knows it.
Okay, you're saying he's a definite yes. Okay, I'm going to say with Virginia, I'm going to say yes, she does. I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt. Hand in your assignment.
Ignore my terrible handwriting.
Yeah.
I really
Spelling don't count, does it?
putting extra T's and L's in there doesn't count either, right?
Yep. Okay.
I had it difficult.
All right.
The worst toss. Virginia just threw a piece of paper at Kevin.
I tried to make a paper airplane in like 0.5 seconds.
Kevin had to somehow scientifically make his arm smaller to grab it through this hole.
That was a lot.
Okay, we got executive, judicial, and legislative as the three branches you need to have, and Denny's has written them correctly. You got the point.
Not spelled correct.
Yeah, team full throttle back in the game.
You have 4 out of 5. Now, did Virginia get it correct? I said she would. She wrote down legislative, judicial, and executive.
Damn it.
Yes.
She got it all correct. I know Virginia better than Jbird knows Denny's.
Suck it, hippies.
And just like that, evil wins a game.
Ow! There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. So many people on meth. Ow!
Gotta say a big old congratulations to 84-year-old Mike Garofalo of Jupiter, Florida, who had a pretty amazing round of golf. He started off by getting an eagle, which is 2 under on that hole, which is pretty amazing. So, you know, if it was like a par 5, he gets like a 3 on that hole. You're like, oh my goodness. I mean, that's pretty amazing to do that. And then he topped that off by getting a hole-in-one all in the same round.
Wow.
I mean, that's pretty insane, isn't it?
I love these kind of stories when someone older does something extraordinary.
And he's in his 80s?
84 years old, yeah.
Get it, dog.
Pretty crazy. I mean, they're just like, what the heck, man? So, you know, you never really know when the highlight of your life is going to happen. And just because you're 84 years old doesn't mean that your highlights are over.
Amen.
I agree, man.
That's crazy. By the end of the day, he finished 7 under par. He said it was one of the best rounds of his entire life.
Wow.
It ain't over till you're in the ground or the urn, baby. Mm-hmm. You keep swinging.
Good for him.
Well, there's another crazy video coming out of Florida. Not to be surprised by that, but I don't know if you saw it today. The guy that was running down the busy highway trying to save the 2 toddlers in Brevard County that were going, yeah. He was running out there being like, oh my gosh, he's trying to stop traffic, holding his hands up while he's trying to scoop up 2 kids.
2 toddlers?
2 toddlers,
Were
yeah.
they his?
They were not. This happened on Sunday afternoon, and they thought the toddlers right around 2 years old, and they were just darting down the middle of the road.
Oh my gosh.
And you got some eyewitnesses talking about the scene.
I was terrified. If anything would have happened to him, the rest of my life would have been ruined. So I immediately pulled over there, and I ran out of the car, and one of them was already to the middle of the road, And I grabbed that one first, and then the second one I just picked up. She was ready, and I got him off the road. An elderly couple and a young girl, and I, immediately they went into like, oh my God, we're so sorry. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm just glad I could get them back to you. And they were out in the road, and your gate was open.
Wow, that is John Bittingham, who spotted the kids and became the hero of the day, scooping them all up.
But you can tell he's emotional about it, too. I mean,
Yeah.
that
he
could
knew.
have gone bad.
Yeah.
That could have gone really bad.
So what happens now to the parents?
Well, they're investigating right now just to find out how they wound up on the highway. They'll see what kind of negligence is there, and the authorities have not gotten to that point yet.
We got to get a new gate latch, y'all. If their
Yeah.
gate was open and the kids got out easily, this is your lesson to get a better latch or maybe a master lock on that thing.
And also watch your kids a little bit tighter, too.
Yeah. That'd be good.
They're toddlers, right?
Yeah.
We're going to be watching them a little bit.
Well, they were in an Airbnb, and so who knows? Maybe they had vacation on their mind, and they were just getting a little sloppy.
all right.
Still, you got to be careful.
You're right. Absolutely.
I'll hold my judgment for now, Kevin.
Well, there's
now.
police that pulled over a driver in Altamont Springs after noticing something unusual. It says the vehicle's license plate was obscured, and when officers checked the car, they discovered a remote-controlled device installed that could hide the plate at the push of a button.
Wow, that's shady. What are you up to?
Yeah, and that's why it's illegal now under the state law that took effect in October. They say the driver's issued a criminal citation and given a court date. The gadget was seized as evidence. Now, the law that we passed in October is meant to keep plates visible so vehicles can be properly identified, and legal experts warn that using such devices can carry penalties, including fines and possible jail time, because there's nothing about that that's on the up and up. I mean, what is your legitimate legal reason for needing to flip your plate and obscure it?
There's nothing you can say.
Yeah, I don't think there's any explanation I could hear that'd be like, oh, okay, I get why you do that. There's a guy in Wisconsin that got arrested after he was caught driving under the influence while 21 times the legal limit.
21.
How are you alive?
Thank you.
Now, his legal limit is different because he has had previous DUIs. So his is dropped to 0.02, whereas the normal standard's 0.08. So I guess when you're in Wisconsin, you get DUIs. So like, okay, you don't even get the normal level.
We got to be more strict with you because you can't be trusted.
So that's how he was technically 21 times the legal limit. But still, even if you had him by the old standard, he was still more than 5 times the legal limit for everyone else of 0.08. His blood alcohol level was 0.427. Like, I mean, I think at some points you could die right about that level.
You got to put that guy in jail for like 6 months.
He can't get it.
He can't be amongst the regular people.
6 months ain't going to do it. It's just not.
Maybe a year.
Yeah.
You can't let him out. You got to keep him.
Pretty crazy stories going on in St. Louis, Missouri. These 4 vervet monkeys have been roaming loose for the last couple of days. And now they say it's even gotten more bizarre as a black and white goat has joined the monkeys.
It's a gang.
Yes, they keep adding to it.
I love it.
They're still trying to figure out the animal's origins.
I want to join the gang.
Yeah, they're trying to figure out where they came from. They don't know yet. They're just trying to corral these animals, and the gang is growing larger. Don't know if you saw the viral video, the little hockey players that were ages 8 and younger. They got in a fight during intermission of a minor league game in Hershey, Pennsylvania. Now,
They were playing. The kids were playing.
The kids were playing.
And they got into a fight in intermission.
Yeah, it was intermission of adult game that was going on. And so everybody was like, oh, it's kind of cute. Now they're finding out that apparently it was staged.
What?
Yeah. The Atlantic Amateur Hockey Association is confirming the fight was orchestrated, and they said the league and club representatives are investigating, and I'm not sure that they're real happy that they're encouraging little kids to start punching each other in the face on the ice.
Is it wrong? I'm more offended that they were fake fighting than real fighting. At least real fighting.
Because it seemed cute. You're like, oh my gosh, these kids are really into but yeah, they set them up to it. They're like, all right, as soon as you drop the puck, you need to go out there and start punching little Bobby in the face. And the one had the other kid down and was on top of him and wailing on him.
Is anything real? Is anything real anymore?
Who knows? Who knows? Here's a bit of the audio as the announcer saw it.
It's an all-out brawl at a Pee-wee hockey game. These were the unbelievable scenes in Hershey, Pennsylvania. Pint-sized players, all 8 or under, go at it. The event was called Mites on Ice, a face-off that took place during intermission at a minor league hockey game.
Are you just gonna let this happen?
According to witnesses, no official, not even the referees, attempted to break up the brawl, and the crowd cheered on. In a statement, the Atlantic Amateur Hockey Association claims the fight was staged. We are aware of a staged fight that occurred. Affiliate league and club officials are investigating.
What if it wasn't fake and they're just saying it was so they don't get in trouble? Oh, yeah, it was staged.
Right, the kids.
I don't know. I mean, don't we encourage the older hockey players to fight?
Well, don't be surprised if little kids fight in a hockey rink. You see it all the time on TV.
Right. They're just mimicking behavior they've probably grown up watching.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So.
Oh, there's hockey coaches out there. I swear to God, you better beat his ass.
So, Jbird always has some interesting things happening in his neighborhood, including a shirtless guy thumbing through his mail.
That's a problem?
Yeah, you'd think it should be. It's kind of a federal offense, right?
Did you know this guy?
I have no idea who he was, and I looked out because I'm doing a lot of stuff in my lobby, so I've got my window open, and my girlfriend had her car parked by my mailbox, so I didn't really get a good alert on my phone, but I saw this dude walking up, and he's shirtless, and he's going through my mail, so I open up. As I'm opening up the door, he darts across the street, and he starts looking through their mail.
What?
Then he starts walking up, pacing up and down the street, and then I lost him. But he had no shirt on, and he kind of had the look as if he started drinking at 9 a.m. and didn't stop until about 5 p.
Wow.
Yeah, and so I went out to my mailbox to see what was in there, and I didn't want to touch anything because I'm all paranoid. It's about fentanyl and this guy. If there was ever a poster child for fentanyl, it was this guy.
Yeah, this guy's committing a federal offense by going through your mail. He's probably doing it trying to steal checks. He probably has a drug problem based on the way you describe him. And I think, you got to call the cops. And I don't know if they can get a fingerprint off your mail, but that might be something they could go with to find out who it is.
Dude, I'm so sick of calling the police.
Well, it's that street dog. I don't know what's going on, man. You got some crazy stuff happening there.
I don't know if it's the street. I think you always got some wild cards out there. And
I've never had a shirtless guy roaming up and down my street thumbing through mail.
You live in an old area. My whole street, I feel like there's people who like to party a bit. And I think that there's just celebrations, especially on the week. You can just hear it going on in the background. People are getting turned.
What day of the week was this?
This would have been Sunday.
What time?
Probably, I would say 5 p. 5-ish.
Okay.
It was still light out to where I could see him.
Yeah. Okay.
Can you draw a composite of this guy?
I'm on it. Already on it.
Make sure that you focus on his nipples.
Yeah, I'm glad I got cameras. I got basically one piece of his shoulder.
Cameras don't work when you park in front of them.
It's a problem, and I don't want to give away my strategy anyway. I'm supposed to not talk about cameras on the air. I've been instructed not to talk about my camera situation.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, I have. But with that said, yes, cameras don't work great when there's something blocking it.
Yeah, that could become a big issue. I'm wondering if you are missing any mail, if this guy does it regularly.
I mean, I wouldn't know if I was missing any mail anyway. I'll know when, collections calls.
Okay.
And you're not expecting any checks anyway, so he couldn't
Yeah, there's nothing good that ever goes in my mail.
Yeah.
The only thing that ever comes is heartache and pain. So he can have what. In fact, it would do me a favor if you would have taken some of my mail.
Right. You get nothing but ads.
Yeah,
Here you go. Here's a bill.
But do you guys have that paranoia of touching anything now that you don't know where it came from? Because and maybe I'm a victim to the media hype and craze, but could you pick up a piece of paper and it have fentanyl on it and it get you?
You could.
I don't know why anyone would do that,
Right.
but it's just so in my head now.
Yeah.
Is it one of those things where it's so over the top, everyone should be scared, or the media is making you scared?
I don't hear stories of people just dropping dead all over the place, picking up things that have fentanyl on it. So I'm not overly worried. But yeah, if I saw a dollar bill or if I saw an exchange of money that was on the ground, I would definitely give it a second thought before picking it up. Now, things like my own mail, I don't think I'm going to be worried about that being covered in fentanyl.
I think it's happening more to like women because what they're doing, at least what they say is happening, is that they're putting like something on your windshield wiper or something like by your door handle, and you go to grab it and move it, and it's got that fentanyl on it, and then you sit in your car, and all of a sudden you're like dizzy and drowsy, and then that's when they abduct you.
Yeah, and I just...
People that are abducted don't tell the story, Kev. They just get abducted, and then they end up in sex trafficking.
That's how it goes.
Yes.
Huh.
I don't know if anybody's looking to sex traffic our Jbird.
I don't know. These hips don't lie.
That's true. You never know what might be going on.
You might not be the key demo they go after.
And honestly, it could be just some drunk dude just going around acting a fool. He looked like he was on something.
He could be like a drunk guy in your neighborhood that thinks he's missing some piece of mail he's supposed to have.
Yes.
And so he decided to go around and see if they accidentally put it in somebody else's mailbox.
It looked like he went across the street and started knocking on people's doors. So I think he was out of his gourd. No shirt on. A no shirt visit. Let me just go ahead and visit that real quick.
That says unhinged.
Unless we are tight homies, don't come to my house with no shirt on.
You can't let me see those nipples that close.
No, I had some neighbor come over. They had no shirt on, and it was bizarre. It was.
If you're friends, it's fine.
Yes.
If you're not, it's weird.
If I don't know you that well, and you're all of a sudden shirtless, I'm not saying anything bad's gonna happen, but it is a move.
It better be an emergency.
Yes, you better have just left the hospital or the morgue.
Like, who do you think is going to ever open a door if you're a shirtless dude roaming around in the afternoon? Like, what person in their right mind would ever open up their door for a shirtless stranger?
I didn't do it. I was in the backyard. A bunch of my friends came over we had an event or something. I went out in the backyard to check on the dinosaur garden. When I walked back in, the shirtless guy's in my house. One of the snack pack let him in. I go, guys.
Oh, my gosh.
Whose team are you on?
Right. What are we doing?
We cannot invite shirtless guy in.
Well, no, because
Where is the security around here?
Because it got weird.
Easily the easiest guy to murder on the show, Virginia.
Is there any chance?
Not even close.
Is there any chance it's the same shirtless guy?
No, definitely not. No.
Different shirtless
This is
guy.
Different. I know I've got a lot of shirtless guys on my street.
And you're not thinking your street's weird?
No, I think it's weird.
Okay.
I think, but there are normal people that live on my street that they're fighting the good fight too.
Not you, not shirtless guy, but there are other normal people that live there.
I am one of the weird ones.
You are.
But I'm one of the cool weird ones. I ain't going over to your house shirtless.
That's true.
Who are you going to side with in this situation here? Got a KVJ Court. We try to settle all of your dilemmas, and we have got a vacation squabble that is coming up. It's all about vacationing with a guy who is not holding up to his honor. Now, this is coming from the husband, the email he sent to us, and he said, look, I am trying my best to be cool with the husband of my wife's best friend.
Oh, boy.
He likes sports, so we do connect on that. But I just don't like the kind of person he is. He's from Ohio, and he is obnoxious about the Buckeyes at Ohio State.
I know a guy like this.
They're so obnoxious, Virginia. And he's always trolling me about how the Buckeyes broke the Miami Hurricanes. So before the game, out of anger, he threw it out there. He said, I bet you $1,000 they beat him down. I'm like, you know what? I'll take that. Guess what? Miami beat them dang Buckeyes. And then after the whole game, I'm like, all right, where's the $1,000? And he's like, dude, I didn't count. I was hammered, man. You never can make a bet when you're drunk.
I don't know about that.
And I'm like, dude, that is so weak. So you're not going to pay me? He's like, yeah. He's like, it doesn't count if you're drunk.
Wait, he was drunk before the game? I mean, come on.
That don't work in a cowboy saloon.
That does not work in any kind of circles.
I think they were together. They were drinking before the game, made the bet, and then when the game happened, that he backed out of the bet.
Oh, this is so annoying when somebody, because if you're a person that's prepared to pay and you're like, all right, I threw my money in the ring, I'm prepared to lose, I'm prepared to win, and you're serious, and then you win and somebody says, oh, I was only kidding or I was drunk.
Yeah.
That's so messed up.
Well, he said, and the thing that really makes him mad, he's like, because I kind of had a feeling this guy would do this, so I made a video of it, and I've showed the video of us making the bet. I record. I'm like, okay, I'm recording this. And he's showing it to him. He's like, dude, I was hammered. That doesn't count.
No, he's got a video. It counts.
So I guess he thinks it's all a big joke, but it's really kind of getting under this guy's skin. I think this guy's always just kind of irritated him anyway.
Yeah.
And then for him, this squelching on this bet is kind of the straw that broke the camel's back.
Okay.
Well, especially if you win that in your head, you're already spending the money in your head. You're going, okay, $250 will go to that, $300. You're already kind of starting to spend that. You're excited about it.
Well, and the other thing too, it sounds like for years this guy's been trolling him about Ohio State having beaten the Canes years and years ago. So this was finally his chance. He had this guy. And he's like, okay. And then, of course, he's backing out of the bet. And he said, so this coming weekend, we have rented a house together in the Keys. Not that I did this anytime soon. This was booked all the way back in like September, like late summer into early fall. And I said, you know what? I don't want to go. I'm not spending the weekend with this tool. Like, I've had enough. Like, I can't deal with him. I just can't right now. And she's like, so you're going to ruin the whole weekend that we've had booked for like 4 or 5 months, all because he's not going to pay on this stupid bet. She's like, the bet's stupid in the first place. She said, both of you are acting like a bunch of babies. And
no, the bet's not stupid. Your wife is acting like a baby.
The other thing, too, is I think you should be very upfront and honest with your mate if you don't like one of their friends. Just tell them, say, hey, I don't like the energy when I'm around that person. I don't like their energy when I'm around that person. And it might be best when they're around, I'm not. I think that's okay to say.
This dude was trolling you for years about y'all's team, and then he made a bet with you, and now he's squelching on the bet with you. This guy doesn't deserve your company, and your wife is twisted because she wants you to hang out with this guy all weekend long. That sounds miserable.
All you got to do is get 3 guys in ski masks, just kidnap them, throw them in the trunk, and say, we want the money, and we want it soon. Then take him out of the trunk, leave him out in the middle of nowhere, and just let's see what happens. See if that money comes to you. Maybe
love it.
Maybe that'll wake him up.
The fake kidnapping, I love it.
he said, my wife thinks I should just let it go and take it as a lesson to not make any sports bets with this guy. But I think it's more than that. This trip was booked a long time ago, and my wife is telling me, don't ruin it. We already paid for it. Let's not back out.
Don't
he
ruin
wants to know,
it.
am I wrong? So she wants him just to, all right, just suck it up, get over it. She said, she thinks the sports bet is dumb in the first place, but she thinks that he's kind of being a moron as well.
But she's also not listening to him. He doesn't like this guy. If Honeyface did not like somebody who was uncomfortable around them, I'm going to make sure their paths don't cross that often.
Yeah, we're not going to share an Airbnb for the weekend.
So you got to be, if you were to tell Panda, I don't like that guy. He annoys me. He brings out the worst in me. I can guarantee you that guy's not coming around you at least.
Totally. He's not coming around me. And same thing. If Panda told me that one of my friends made him upset, I wouldn't bring that friend around Panda.
Now, it can't be made up stuff.
This is not made up.
Yeah, this has got to be a person that really is a jerk and obnoxious and really ruins and sucks the mood out of the room.
He sucked before the bet because he was always trolling you and being loud.
Yeah.
And then just the fact that he made the bet and won't pay it, that dude is off the friend list. We don't even go out for a night in town at a Duffy's. Like, we're not doing nothing with this guy, much less traveling. Do you know how annoying someone can be when you travel together if you don't like them?
Life is so short.
Amen.
Wasting your time being around people who suck is something I'm not in the business in anymore.
Your wife is so wrong on this one, and you might want to let her know that if she wants to go, go. But you're not going.
That's, in a sense, what he's saying. And look, some people are like, this is a breakup. It's not a makeup or breakup.
It's not a makeup or breakup.
Yeah, he's just saying, I don't want to go. And the wife's like, you're being silly. And he is wanting, because he feels like he's getting gaslit a little bit.
He
is.
is.
He's
Well,
like,
she doesn't
okay.
have his back.
He's like, I don't feel like I'm being silly. And so the question is, should the husband stand his ground and not go? And 92% of people are saying, yes, you should.
You got to take a stand on this. Otherwise, it's going to be a weekend of misery. Like Jbird said, life is short. Stay home. Let them go. You go do something fun with your friends.
Well, because right now you're playing with TNT. You are pissed off at this guy. This guy's a jerk. You're going down to the Keys. There's going to be drinking, and I don't see this ending in a good way. Anything that this guy annoys you may trigger you, and it could end in...
That's a great point. That's probably your best explanation to your wife is say, look, things are not great now between me and... I get it. Your best friend, it's your husband. You want us to all be tight. That's not going to happen.
No, it's done.
So, yeah, if I wind up going and he's drinking, you're right. He's going to wind up with a black nose. I'm going to wind up in that jail in Stock Island. I don't want that.
What would really suck is if the guy was being a jerk and he's all drunk and then he beats you up in front of your wife. The jerk still wins.
You can't let that happen.
You cannot.
You can't go on this trip. And you also can't be in a room with this guy ever again.
I just know
y'all are done.
I just know when there's issues, especially something like this, and there's resentment, the worst thing you can do is pour alcohol on it.
Amen.
Yeah.
And your wife is not being smart here. She, as your protector and your wife, should be, first of all, on your side. And second of all, if she's not on your side, at least smart enough to realize it's throwing gasoline by having these two dudes in the same house together all weekend.
Yep.
And I'll just throw this in there, too. Don't forget about YouTube karate. Learn some for defense.
Yeah, this guy can't be trusted.
No.
Okay, well, there's the validation that you wanted. It is pretty much unanimous that, you're right for not going, and your wife just needs to come to terms with it, and you're all good.
If she's got a problem, you tell her to call us.
The Keys have two mode, really. Awesomely fun or nothing but drama. I feel like there's nothing in the
This
middle.
is going down the,
In the Keys, it's either I'm about to start drinking or I'm already drunk.
It's either like this big fight's going down or everyone's having the best time ever.
Okay, big question here. Am I close? You don't have to be right. You just have to make it sound like you know what you are talking about. We got Virginia Jbird and producer Denny's here to try to answer some questions. First one is for you, Virginia. Let's see how expertly you can answer this. Can you tell me why don't birds have teeth? Why don't birds have teeth?
Oh, that's so easy. I mean, duh, everybody knows because they don't need teeth. They have these badass stomach acids.
Okay.
And as soon as they put anything in their mouth, they just like kind of puke on it and it breaks it down immediately. No chewing necessary. Am I close?
Huh. Okay. All right. Stomach acids.
Kevin, if a teacher ever did that to me after, okay, I would know I'm failing that class.
Okay, tell me this, Jbird. Why do our ears pop on airplanes?
Well, that's because mountains bring down what we call air density. And people who aren't used to tall structures made by Mother Nature have what we call a cerebellum attack of sorts.
Okay,
Now, this has been proven, I believe, in the 1930s when penicillin was invented. Penicillin was out to kill germs in the stomach. Great thing they found out. It also helps preventing popping in the ears. Am I close?
Wow, okay.
You're the picture of a cerebellum attack.
Cerebellum attack. And Denny's the question I have for you here in Am I Close? Can you tell me why do we seem to wake up shortly before our alarm even goes off? Why does that happen?
Yes, it's because humans used to be psychic. We could sense things that are happening around us.
Yeah.
But we've lost that ability over time because, calcification of your pituitary gland. And over the years, we no longer can sense things around us. Some people still have it, but a majority of people don't. And so when your alarm's about to go off, that's just a recall to how we used to be as people, as a memory. Am I close?
I mean, we gave you 3.
You're just thinking of sentences as you're saying sentences.
You got to throw in one word that's scientific.
But it doesn't sound unlike a lot of the answers I heard back when I was in high school. And the teacher always called on the wrong guy who just woken up. And that's what a lot of the answers sounded like.
Yes.
What we just heard there. Okay, so the question is, who made it sound like they had the best answer and they're BSing? You can go to KVJ TV right now and let us know on YouTube. Was it Virginia talking about why birds don't have teeth? Was it Bird talking about why the ears pop on planes? Or Denny's talking about us being psychic and that's why we wake up shortly before our alarm goes off? Okay, right now, leading the early voting, looks like Virginia is running away with it, followed by Denny's and Bird right now with about 18% of the vote, just dropped to 14.
It's still early.
It is, yeah.
Much like penicillin in its early phases.
So to give you the actual answers to the questions, why don't birds have teeth? It says here that more recent research suggests teeth were lost to shorten incubation, since tooth development could take up to 60% of a dinosaur embryo's incubation, leaving eggs vulnerable longer. Without teeth, birds will hatch much faster. You ever seen all the animals that come up and eat bird eggs?
Yes.
So the ones that would hatch faster, they'd be like, hey, you don't need those teeth. We'll work through that. Then those are the ones that were surviving.
Interesting.
And I guess that's why they wound up winning, and that's why birds don't have teeth to this day. Makes them hatch faster. I'd never heard that.
This bird's not winning.
Yeah. And why do ears pop on planes? It all has to do with the eustachian tube that equalizes pressure between your inner ear and outside ear.
Yeah.
So I guess it's the elevation and what it does with the pressure in the cabin. You always hear about that cabin pressure, and that's what has to do with it. So it's the fluids in your ear. And why do we wake up shortly before our alarm goes off? If Denny's would have said this exactly, I'd have been like, dude, that's amazingly impressive. It says a brain region called the suprachiasmatic nucleus acts as the body's master clock that regulates the circadian rhythms that control sleep, alertness, hormones, and body temperature. With consistent sleep and wake times, this clock learns your routine and prepares you to wake up by lowering melatonin. It raises your body temperature and increases cortisol. It's another reason why they say try to get on a schedule, because when you're doing it right, you should be waking up before your alarm clock because you've gone to bed at the right time, your body is in equilibrium, and the brain is saying, hey, it's starting to gently wake you up, and then you should actually be up before your alarm. Did not know that.
It's not because of past psychicness.
No. Though I do like that answer.
Yeah, I do too.
Sounds good to me. Okay, well, Virginia apparently has the best answer here today, so congratulations. You get the
thank
high
you.
marks. Well, with things changing as fast as they are in social media, it feels like language is changing at a crazy pace compared to the way it used to. And there's one guy that's going viral right now because he's trying to teach the older people some of the Gen Z slang that is out there right now. And to me, this is kind of a beginner's test. I would think you should know all these. I would think. Tell me if there's one in this whole mix that you do not know, Virginia.
Ohio is weird, bogus. Skibbity is random, is off the wall. Riz is swag, is game. Rizzler is player, is Mac Daddy. No cap is no lie, for real. Sus is shady, sketchy. Gat is dump truck booty.
Did you know Gat dump truck booty?
I didn't know Gat. I didn't know Ohio.
Yeah, I didn't know the Ohio one either.
I didn't know skibbity for sure. I've heard that it just means everything, which means nothing.
Which don't they already have 6'7", which means nothing?
Yes.
So, what is this? We coming up with slang words that just mean absolutely nothing now? I guess that's the way it goes.
Caught in 4K is exposed.
Caught in 4K.
4K, like the lens on
No, I think it has to do with the clarity, right?
Clarity,
4K
yeah.
is kind of like, it's...
for filming.
Yes.
Oh, I'm so off. I thought he said kindness. It sounded like he said the word kindness. No?
No.
All right. Never mind.
Still buffering.
Busted. Meat riding is simping, brown nosing. Pressed is butthurt, bent out of shape. Bussin' is bomb, dope.
Okay. Yeah, there were about 3 or 4 in there I wasn't sure of.
What's this one mean? I hear this a lot now, and everyone's using it. Oh, man, that person's based. They are based. What does that mean? I'm hearing people say that a lot.
I don't know that one.
Yeah, I heard that just for the first time the other day as well.
Based?
Yeah. They go, oh, yeah, that person's based. They're based. I don't know if it's good or bad, but
It's like when you agree with something or when you want to recognize someone for being themselves, courageous or unique or not caring what others think.
And it's also an important step in the turkey preparation for Thanksgiving.
Okay, is that what that is? That's the old school. That's your grandma's
That's mine.
version of it.
You better based.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Lil B, I guess. Apparently he gave us based.
Thank you for helping out the old people, Lil B.
Yeah. So that's what based is. Courageous or unique, not caring what others think.
Okay.
I think it's for the most part what based is.
Yeah, you've thrown too many at me. I'm going to forget about 40%.
And I also heard hot goss recently as a thing. Give me the hot goss.
Not tea?
That one's that's one
almost
too.
like it feels like that's about to expire though. The tea's been around for a while.
Give me the hot goss about what's going on.
But that's kind of self-explanatory because it's kind of in the name what it is.
Okay, give me the goss. How about that? Goss me.
I'll gosh you. Give me some milk or dairy product. I'll gosh you real quick.
So that's some of the new slang. What about some of the old slang? How well can you master that?
I feel like we're going to do better at the old.
How old are we going? Are we going 1920s? Are we going 70s?
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of them. I would say anywhere from like the 20s to maybe the 60s.
Okay, I think we'll do good on this.
He loves ragtime era.
I'll even give it to you multiple choice.
Okay.
A, B, or C. What did the vintage slang term gas mean? Something extremely boring, something or someone outrageously fun, or to emit a terrible odor from your bottom?
Bird.
What do you think, Bird?
B, that was a gas. It's funny. It's hilarious.
Do you agree, Virginia?
Sure.
Okay, you are correct.
Okay.
Something or someone that is amazingly fun.
That's what they'd say. Oh, that guy's a real gas, I tell you. It's funny.
Okay, what is to beat feet? What does that mean? Does it mean to leave quickly or run away, stomp angrily, or walk quietly to avoid attention? What did the old term beat feet mean? A, B, or C?
A.
What do you think, Virginia? You agree?
C.
You're going to go C. Bird is right again.
Wow.
He knows his old slang.
Yeah, he does.
Okay. In the slang term peepers, does that refer to people who spy on others? B, eyeglasses, or C, eyes? What do you think, Virginia?
I think it meant eyes, right?
Yeah, Grandma, you got one right.
I've heard that now, my girlfriend was telling me this last night, you don't even need to have readers anymore. Now they can do the LASIK surgery so that you don't need readers. It's not just for distance, it's also for readers.
Oh, really? So LASIK will take care of that?
LASIK is now that advanced.
I'll tell you what's terrible for your peepers. Trifocals.
Oh, trifocals make you feel like you're tripping balls.
It is not I can tell you this much. Wearing trifocals, not fun for your peepers. It is not a gas.
Bifocals aren't easy either, because I had some on Sunday when I was out having my drinking binge, and I was wearing them 1 minute, and I almost like fell down.
No, that's called double vision from drinking too much.
Could have been the alcohol, maybe. I mean,
Don't drink and then put on bifocals.
Duh.
I think I threw them in the intercoastal.
I mean,
you think did that just hit you right now?
I got mad and just threw them.
oh man, keeping that environment nice and clean.
So if you see a manatee wearing glasses today,
That would be the best. I could die. If I went to the ocean and I saw a manatee wearing glasses, I'm out. I've seen it all.
Somebody will make a meme.
just know they're Virginias. There's a crazy story that is out today. Talk about GPS mishaps. I know that sometimes people can get caught up in stuff, and you think your GPS is going to take you one place, and it takes you completely somewhere else. Yeah, they say there were 3 female Taiwanese tourists that made news in Europe after driving a vehicle onto a snowy ski slope following GPS directions.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What happened?
It's a great question. I don't know. I guess, maybe there was an update and they were doing construction and it didn't get through to the GPS. You've seen that before and you're like, well, numbskull, don't drive over a cliff or drive into the water. Some people have done that as well.
But if it's snow and you don't know.
Yeah.
Back up in Oregon when we were there, the GPS was running wild. It didn't work for so many people. In the area we were at, nobody knew where to go. It was like the Bermuda Triangle.
Did it snow at all when you were up there?
It did not.
Yeah, it didn't snow when I was in Tennessee either, and I was kind of happy because navigating a road that you've never driven on when there's fresh snow on it, that sounds like a recipe for Virginia driving into a frozen lake.
Little icy, but not snow.
Yeah. I mean, it does seem crazy when you're sitting in this position. Like, how does that happen? But if you've ever been driving, sometimes it gets disorienting. You can't tell where you're going, what's happening if you don't know where you are.
Oh, if you're driving in a place like where you live at, Ohio, in Logan, there's so many twists and turns. I mean, you could end up in a ravine.
And if you're not familiar with the roadways and now there's snow on top of the road, you don't know where the road starts and ends.
And construction. I don't know what kind of coordination they wind up having, whoever the Department of Transportation is in the given states, with GPS, how up to date some of them are. And it just seems like maybe in some of these things it's kind of lagging.
I could totally see myself driving down a snow slope like these girls.
Yeah.
Oh,
I can totally see myself doing this.
I absolutely can see me making a right into a lake.
But how valid of an excuse is your GPS taking you in the wrong direction? Because, Jbird, you said you had to miss a very important meeting all because of GPS.
This is the second time this has happened, and I don't know if I have to reset the GPS. I mean, I know how to work a GPS. I've used it many a times. It had me going west on Indiantown Road when I should have been going east, and something didn't feel right, but it kept on taking me west and west, and then out of the blue, it did something, and it shows I need to be going east, as if it corrected itself. But I was already at that point 15 minutes west.
Oh,
I missed my appointment and everything.
That happens to me sometimes too, where the GPS like freaks out.
Right, yeah.
You have to close the app and then open up a different GPS app because that one is glitching for some reason, and go to like Apple Maps or something different.
Not only that, it sounds like a made-up excuse too. Oh, I'm sorry, I couldn't. My GPS messed up. It took me west when my dog ate my homework. It just sounds. It sounds like such a fake excuse.
Was it your first time going there?
The first time going to this one, but it's the second time I've missed an important meeting because of this. And it sounds fake. It sounds like...
It does sound fake.
It sounds like somebody who has food poisoning on a Monday.
Was it with the same people or two different people?
Two different people,
okay,
luckily.
Because if you pulled that the second time, be like, all right, dude.
Exactly. Yeah, that was the only good thing. It was at least different people.
Me and you, we could both benefit from having a driver. It would be so much safer for us and everybody else out there.
I do have a driver. It's you.
Yeah, right.
That doesn't say much.
It really doesn't, but it's better than walking.
I will tell you the one thing, and it sounded crazy when I was 15 minutes late and I was on time at the moment. If you catch a bridge, I've not been on PGA Boulevard in Palm Beach Gardens for a while, and I was meeting somebody. It was east of the bridge, and I forgot about the timing on that, and I got caught at the light. Bridge goes up. It added 15 minutes from the time I was in that traffic, and the traffic wasn't moving then on top of it. I'm like, this is a nightmare of a road. I'm going to be 2 minutes early. I wound up 15 minutes late. It took 17 minutes to get from basically where that one light is right before the bridge, just right over the bridge to the Duffy's there.
I can't tell you how many times that bridge has screwed so many people over. There's folklore about that bridge. When it goes up and you're waiting there, some people swear they hear the bridge laughing at you because it's just...
I couldn't believe it. I really couldn't, because I told him, I hit the bridge, I'll probably be 5 minutes late. And then it was I'm like, it took me 15 minutes to get from this. I probably could have walked it. Honestly, from where I was, just as fast.
That feels like extra long. Was it like rush hour?
I don't know. It was during break, and it shouldn't have been anything that was rush hour.
It was just a boat parade.
The boat parade is passing by.
No, but there are times where you think, okay, it's only one boat, and you go, son of a biscuit. There's even a bigger boat behind it. Oh, rich people, I swear.
That does happen when you have multiple boats.
And you think it's over. It's not over.
So what do you give complete exonerations for when somebody is late? Now, I'm sure you just forgive it, but in your own mind, you're like going, all right. GPS... Is a bridge excusable? Because I thought about that. I'm like, well, if you're from here, you probably know the bridge times. And I just forgot that the top of them and the bottom of every hour they open that bridge, and I forgot what a nightmare it was.
And I hate being late. I usually try to get
right. That's why I was excited. I'm like, I'm going to be there at least 2 minutes early.
If someone walks in and they say they're late and they're bleeding, I'm like, all right, I'll give you an excuse on that one.
So if you're late with Bird, just cut yourself.
Yeah, I'm probably already bleeding anyway.
There you go.
I'm always late, so I forgive any lateness. I'm like, it's okay.
It's a problem. Me and Kevin text about it all the time.
Does it annoy you when people say that they're late and it was the bridge that got them, or do you believe it?
I believe it.
Yeah.
I mean, I say it even when it's not true.
Oh, I never believe it. I know somebody who I love greatly, and I'm not going to out them, but they always say, man, I'm only 5 minutes away, right around the corner, meaning they have not even got in their car from their house yet, and they live about 25 minutes away. And they do it every time. 5 minutes away, man. Like, you haven't even gotten your car yet.
Look, I got kids. I got chaos. I live far. I don't know what to tell you. I'm going to be late.
We never told you to live in a different state.
It's peaceful up there.
I don't know if it is. You had the SWAT team there yesterday.
Yeah, so my question is, what do you think is the best traffic excuse? That you caught the bridge, that you caught a train, that there was an accident on I-95, or is it that your GPS threw you off?
GPS to me sounds like the fakest one.
Yeah, it sounds like, what are you, not able to work your own phone?
You sound dumb you sound like a liar. Yeah, that's my least favorite one, and that's the one that really happened.
I think accident or bridge are the most believable.
Or I got pulled over by a flat top cop. He kept me there for a good 13 minutes, but he gave me a warning, so there's no paperwork.
A warning is paperwork.
Well, I was driving down the road and it flew out the window.
Okay, so we asked the question here, if you are dealing with any kind of traffic issues, what is your best excuse? Accident on the highway is the way to go. 70% of people said, that is what I am using. The worst, faulty GPS. So Jbird's excuse, don't go with that. Even if you have faulty GPS, don't use that. No one's going to believe it. Just go with the accident on the highway.
I didn't even want to tell them. I did. I said, my GPS messed up. And then halfway through, go, why did I gave too much information. Just say I got pulled over or something.
Yes. Next best, and it's a big drop off. Caught the bridge, 15%. Say that's forgivable. Caught a train at 10%, and then, just don't use the GPS.
What if you said that? What if you were late and said, I am so sorry. I had to pull over. I had horrific stomach issues.
I know somebody, and they were driving to an emergency dental appointment. And this dentist appointment was very hard for them to get. And on their way to this appointment, they could not miss it. They had explosive diarrhea in their car on themselves, and they pulled over at a gas station. They threw their pants away. They had some old dry cleaning in the back of their car, and they put on dirty clothes, and they went to their dental appointment because it was that important.
Sounds like they need to go to a butt doctor. What a day that is. You have to go get emergency dental work and then you crap yourself.
And it was a cute girl, too.
Oh. I don't want to. Do I want to know?
Nah, you don't know this person.
I bet I do. I know your bluffs.
No, she was cute, and she was somebody's mom. So you don't know her.
Okay.
But she was adorable. And I could never picture her pooping herself in that kind of epic fashion. But you know what? She cleaned it up and she went to that dentist appointment.
Power through, girl.
Nothing was going to hold her back. And that's the spirit that we all should strive for.
Well, that's a sign of a fighter.
That's a fighter. Nothing is holding her back from getting them pretty teeth.
Yeah. Well, we talked about the bans that they're trying to instill in a lot of South Florida schools and trying to figure out what the best policy is for it. So how effective has the ban been? Has it changed a lot of behavior? Well, I would guess no, because I did hear from Cheryl. She said, yeah, the phone bans help so much in the classroom. As a high school teacher, it makes a huge difference in school student attention and social interaction with each other. So she's one of those people that believes in the phone bans, at least with having it. Now, the question is it effective whatsoever when it comes to the schools? And that's kind of where the debate is. Now, there's a study that found that even though most schools have cell phone policies, they say teens are still using them an average of 70 minutes a day during school hours. That doesn't sound like much of a ban. Yeah.
That's a lot.
It is a lot. They say research has tracked smartphone use in more than 600 U.S. adolescents and found that on average, they spend about 1 hour and 10 minutes glued to their phones while school is in session. It's mainly on TikTok, social media apps, Instagram, Snapchat, all that kind of stuff. Now, they say that social media made up the biggest share of that screen time, followed by YouTube and games, and older teens and students from lower income families tended to use their phones even more. So maybe some things that if you're an educator that you've noticed.
Imagine being back at school and in the middle of like a science lesson, you bring out a mini TV and start watching a show. I mean, that's kind of what it's like.
Totally.
Yeah, and it would be tough because, you know, not only are you probably losing that student as you're trying to teach, but they're probably distracting and you're losing other students as well who are then looking over their phone and be like, oh, that's kind of cool. I mean, you think about how attention spans go. And they say every time a student picks up their phone, it can take up to 20 minutes to fully refocus on the lesson.
Wow.
It takes them 20 minutes to come down.
Just to kind of get everybody. Well, I mean, imagine you ever had something where you're in a groove, and I always keep that in mind. And it's the same thing with work productivity. They've talked about that. That's one of the reasons why I always go home to work now, because when I was at the radio station, I'm like going, why is it taking me so long to do the same amount of work? And then I started really kind of doing inventory. I'm like, I had somebody want to talk about American Idol. Then I had somebody else that asked what kind of snacks I like. And then anytime you do that at work and they come up and it takes you 20 minutes to get to that same, you ever get in the zone and you're just cranking out a ton of stuff. You're like, this is great. And then something silly comes up because you have so many distractions. And then you're over here and your attention goes there. And then you go and you clean up cat barf and then you come back. And yeah, it's 20 minutes before you get back into that groove again.
I remember seeing the whole thing develop because it was already becoming a problem where this one person would always interrupt Kevin, especially it was probably 30 minutes before the show. So we're in war mode.
Crunch time.
Just crunch time. And I remember that one of the last things that made you kind of break was you were in the middle of typing. Mm-hmm. He walks up to you, takes takes your headphone off of your head and starts asking you about American Idol. I go, he just took Kevin's headphones off his head?
Yes.
That's such a ballsy
To talk
move.
about Sanjaya?
Right.
What?
I can't imagine ever doing that.
Yeah, that's why people are going, why don't you just do your work for the station? Try that.
I can't.
That doesn't work.
People.
You run in here, you do the show, you run right home.
You should never touch anything on anybody's head, by the way.
Right.
People get weirded out by that stuff.
I can't imagine the balls to take the headphone off. And he did it from like behind you.
He did.
So it was out of your peripheral vision. All of a sudden, someone's just removing your headphones. Like, wait, what?
Well, it became a game for me because I would look through the studio and I would go, all right, this is about the time where that guy's going to bother Kevin. Let's see if he does it today. Yes, I'm right.
Yeah. Now, Meredith said in the chat, she said, my daughter said the bathrooms at school have become kind of the internet cafe. And everybody goes and kind of hangs out there by the toilets.
It's gross.
It is. I mean, but it shows you how much they want to be on these phones.
I don't like that kind of cafe.
No, it ain't my cafe.
And another person said, well, why don't parents just talk to their kids about not using their phone at school? I'm a parent. I don't have that kind of influence on my kids. Man, I wish I could say something and they would do exactly what I commanded.
Yeah, if this is a sitcom and everything went your way.
Cannon, don't ever take out your phone during school. Sure, Dad.
You got it, Pop.
Yeah. Not a chance now that you brought it up. Gosh, I wish I had that. I wish I had that kind of influence on anybody. I can't even get a dog to listen to me like that.
You know what, Dad? I'm going to put down these video games and I'm going to do my homework.
Yeah, you're right, Dad. Strong argument, man. Good talk, Pops. I wish. So just kind of goes to show you just how much of a distraction it is. And the more they study and the more they kind of put more restrictions on phones, they're just kind of finding out that they've got to create some kind of happy medium where maybe you just don't get them unless you need to get to them. You know, some kind of emergency. So it's just such a distraction. I couldn't imagine.
There's a clip of a baseball game. It's probably about 8 girls who are probably from the age 15 to 18 years. And the announcers go, look at this. Not one of them is watching they're all on their phone, just looking so bored, scrolling as they're on a baseball game. And the announcer loses it. He's like, they're not even watching the game.
Yeah, not even watching the game.
Watching the game.
Welcome to life in 2026.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
Well, this is a place I've never been in my entire life. The 2 NFL teams that I support are both looking for coaches.
Wow.
The Miami Dolphins got rid of Mike McDaniel a couple days ago, and they're doing their coaching search right now. And then, kind of surprising that the Pittsburgh Steelers are now looking for a new coach as well after Mike Tomlin, their coach of 19 seasons, decided to step down yesterday.
It was his call.
Who knows what the conversation was like? Now, the thing that's interesting about this coach is his credentials are pretty good. I mean, he's never had a losing season, and that's something to say in the NFL because it's very up, down, and it's hard to maintain. But what was kind of happening, like what happened this year, is they would have that winning season, and they would make it to the playoffs, and then they'd never win. Kind of like what the Dolphins are dealing with as well. And it was just year after year after year, and then they got beat down on Monday night. And so it was just kind of like, all right, this is just more of the same. Now, he has guided the Steelers to 1 Super Bowl title, another Super Bowl appearance that they lost, 13 playoff bursts, which I would think Dolphins fans would probably take all this stuff that I'm saying right now. He also claimed 8 AFC North championships, and he never had that losing season I was talking about. Now, here's the crazy thing. The Steelers don't change coaches very often at all. In fact, they've only had 3 head coaches since 1969.
Whoa.
I mean, the Dolphins are changing coaches like every 2 to 3 years.
Like toilet paper rolls.
Oh, it's crazy. And so for the Steelers to be looking for a new coach, it's kind of crazy. In fact, this is a stat that I think is insane. The Steelers are going to be looking for their 4th coach since 1969. In that same time, there have been 6 popes. a job you basically keep till death.
Yeah, that's true. You die as the Pope before they get a new Pope.
More popes than Steelers head coaches.
Wow.
Are you allowed to retire as the Pope?
No.
If you say, I just can't do this Pope stuff anymore, I'm out.
Popes kick it.
Didn't the guy, one of the recent popes, didn't he kind of say, I'm out? And
Did he?
Yeah, I think he was just like, I physically can't do it. And I think they swapped out.
So you don't know the answer, but you answered with full confidence?
I thought they always kicked it.
That's my question. What if a Pope's just saying, I can't Pope anymore. This is too much.
Right.
Maybe I don't know my popes.
I wouldn't
Can
say,
a Pope say, I'm good? Bye.
I wouldn't say you're the best practicing Catholic out there.
Whatever. I've been to the Pope's house. So suck on that.
First of all, I think it's sacrilegious to name drop the Pope.
I've been there. St. Peter's tomb, stood right next to it. No big deal.
I played John Pope High School. That's about all.
PJP, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, Pope Benedict, he stepped down in 2013 due to health issues.
See? Mm-hmm. In parentheses, Virginia is wrong.
And then, I mean,
but the full confidence.
Oh,
That's what you admire.
They usually die.
That's what and she's still double
I know.
downing
They
on
usually,
it.
yeah.
He had to step down because he couldn't do it no more.
That was the question. No, I can't do it. Doesn't matter.
He probably died right after.
No, it's the confidence that we can't let happen this year.
That's amazing.
We're calling out your confidence.
So wrong, so confident.
I love how you think you can stop this.
No, but someone's got to at least try.
What's on your mind today, Bird?
What's on my mind is I talked to somebody over the weekend. Now, you guys can talk me back down to earth. Is this person lying? Is this even possible? And yeah, you could Google it. I don't trust computers. I like to talk to people and see what they think. This person claims to have never been sick one day in their life. Not the sniffles, not a sore throat, no vomiting, no fever, nothing at all. They've been healthy since birth. Doesn't have one recollection of ever being sick whatsoever. Is that even possible?
And was he a pope?
He retired, but then he died, but then he came out of retirement. Is that even possible? Can you be a person that never, ever gets sick? I know there's people that get sick less than other people do.
Sure.
But can you really throw a perfect game your whole life and get nothing? Not even a sore throat?
There's got to be like documentation of that, right?
Or have I been had once again?
Is it possible to live your whole life and never catch any virus, any cold?
They say that they've never had to take medicine.
Never been to the doctor?
They go for regular checkups and everything's fine, but they've never had ailments to a point where they had to go get medicine. No, what's the eye booger disease? I always pink eye. No pink eye. I think every kid gets pink eye, don't they?
Are you sure they're not clowning you?
No, I'm sure of nothing.
And they said everything like you just named. They never even had pink eye. They never had any kind of viral infection. They never had anything at all.
I said, are you trying to tell me you've never had to take penicillin or amoxicillin or, I don't know, Claritin or whatever medicines out there?
Yeah, I guess it's possible, but I would say very rare.
No, it isn't possible. Everyone gets sick sometimes.
Even the Pope.
Even the Pope.
Yeah.
Is it possible to never get sick in your life?
And maybe...
And it says no. Biologically and statistically, it's effectively impossible for a human to live an entire lifetime without ever experiencing any form of sickness.
Well, they haven't lived their entire lifetime either. This person's in their 30s.
Do we know this person?
No, you don't know everybody in my life, and I keep it that way on purpose.
I don't trust this person. They're pulling your leg.
I think they're wrong. I would be very suspect of that. I'd like to take a look at it because I think there may have been twinges of stuff. I mean, that just may be a sweeping declaration. They don't have anything that stands out.
I grilled him about it. I really went into lawyer mode because I couldn't believe it either. But what I do think is, Kevin cannot feel well but still power through things.
Yes.
And I think some people they could have something, but they may not feel it like another person feels it. They may have a little flu or a little bug, but whatever they got in their DNA, it doesn't hit them like other people.
They have beast mode also.
Yes.
Yeah.
You have beast mode blood.
Yeah, I think a combination with that, it would be hard to tell, but I still would think if and they may not realize that they have had something, but I would say at some point. Because, what Virginia said, that sounds right, is that statistically, now maybe to a certain age you can, but then, somebody that's in their mid-30s, I would imagine 3.5 decades.
I think they're pulling your leg, and they were like, watch this. I'm going to see if I can get him to say this stupid S-bomb on the radio.
Well, you got me. But I do want to just kind of piggyback on something that did happen in that conversation. Beast Mode Blood, if you ever do decide to become a musician, Kevin, that is a great first album for you.
Okay.
Beast Mode Blood.
Beast Mode Blood,
By the Kevin Ralston.
I don't hate it. I download it.
That's the best thing that came out of that conversation.
Okay. Yes, and another thing medically I think is kind of interesting is what Denny's is going to be going through. He said that he is getting his last shot for allergies tomorrow, and he said after that he's no longer going to be allergic to animals. They said it's going to take about a month after the shot for it to fully take effect. But he said, I'll no longer need allergy pills.
Good, because I built a cat room. There's going to be about 40 cats in there. We're going to keep them in there for about 4 hours, see if it works.
I feel like we need to put this to the test. Does this really mean that you could do something like that and be absolutely fine, Denny's?
That's what they're saying.
You can make out with a cat and have, no issue.
That's what they're saying.
A long-haired tabby.
Are you ready to go into Bird's cat closet?
I mean, I'll do the work and we can see if it actually affected.
Yeah, we do. We need you said a month, so you'll get the shot tomorrow. So sometime mid-February, just after Valentine's Day, we could try this out.
Yep.
We're going to make you a cat sarcophagus.
Or I can just, if you want, why don't you sleep under about 5 donkeys?
All right. Well, I have plenty of cats in my house to test all this out with, too.
Yeah, let's make a catacomb. Put Denny's in it. The ultimate cat allergy test.
I think with this new medicine, it will not be a catastrophe.
I like it. Plenty of cat puns. You got a month to write them. Okay. Can't wait. What's on your mind today, Virginia?
Well, I just want to say thank you to engineer Keith. He heard us talking the other day on the radio about this bunk 3D printer that I bought, spent way too much money on it, and we can't get it to work. Did you realize that engineer Keith has a master's degree in 3D printing?
Is that the real engineer Keith or is that AI engineer Keith?
This is the real dog.
Okay, all right.
This is the real man. He owns 4 different 3D printers. And that being said, I mean, he's probably the best guy I could have on the job. He's coming to pick it up today, and he's going to troubleshoot it. He says he's got so many parts at his house, he might be able to fix it there.
I wonder if he could help me make a 2-headed werewolf.
Calm down. I got him first. Let him finish this project, and then you can have it. You just simmer before you steal my sweetie.
I guarantee you he'd rather be working on a 2-headed werewolf.
Home wrecker. Trying to take my girl. Home wrecker. Engineer Keith is mine.
Denny's dedication to a cat he's allergic to is really amazing because this cat, not only is he sneezing all the time that it's around, but it's got chronic diarrhea. And cat diarrhea is not a fun liquid to deal with. Maybe one of the worst on the planet.
You could argue the worst on the planet.
You could make a case for it.
Any diarrhea and me don't mix.
Yeah, and they eat a lot of vittles, like fish flavored, chicken flavored, so it's pretty gross.
Them vittles don't come out well.
No, it comes out gross.
Them vittles.
Fish diarrhea.
Yeah.
That's rough.
That's rough.
Look, I'm sorry you're going through all this, man.
Yeah.
So we put Maybe on COVID cat medication.
Maybe is the name of the cat?
Maybe's the name of the cat.
Okay, got it.
So we put her on cat COVID medication that we had to do for 40 days. And we hit the limit, and now we're going to go back and get a second dose. But it's been working. The diarrhea has stopped.
Oh,
wow.
Hallelujah.
That's a win.
I used to have to put pads all around the house just in places I thought she was going to have diarrhea. And
you had to guess and anticipate?
yeah, and sometimes you guess wrong. Sometimes you have diarrhea right next to the pad, and you just go...
Really?
Really? It was rough.
What a game to play.
It was a rough time frame. So
I'd have been like, you're an outdoor cat now. Good luck to you.
So we switched the medication. It fixed everything. But now, instead of diarrhea, she vomits.
Oh.
So we traded diarrhea out for vomiting.
Which, by the way, I think is a slight upgrade.
But
It
not
is.
much.
It is.
I
Not
mean,
much.
it's still gross.
It's way easier to deal with, and it's way less.
I'm trying to make the cat litter. I want it to be half full, not half empty here.
But yeah, so we're trying it out, and we switched it out, and the doctor said, all right, now we're going to adjust something else and see what the heck, and maybe this cat will stop just things flying out of its body.
This sounds affordable. How much do you think you've spent in cat treatment?
So a while back, we decided to get animal insurance, which was a huge good investment, I would say.
Okay.
It was a good thing that we did that, because otherwise I think it'd be incredibly expensive. Even though I'd say the insurance is still expensive, it is a lot less than taking him to because we went to a couple trips, and I mean, each one was like $300, you know?
Whoa, yeah.
And the insurance really kicked in quick. With the animals, it kicks in very quick. I feel like any operation you do for an animal is very expensive.
Oh, if you take your pet, especially to the emergency, like overnight, anything like that, you're spending at least... prepare for $1,000 at least.
Well, we would go to an actual vet, which was great. It's just expensive. There's a vet that you can go to, but it's first come, first serve, and it's a lot less. But last time I went, I think I was there for 6.5 hours.
Oh.
So it was an all-day thing. You're first come, first serve. When you get there, there's already a line of people waiting. But I would say it's 30% of the cost.
That would have been ironic if you were waiting there for 6 hours and you got diarrhea.
Now, the other cat, do you still have Rufus? That was the one that would talk to you.
He's thriving. He's doing great.
Okay.
No issues with Rufus.
Okay.
Just living his best cat life.
Have you heard him say anything recently? Because I'm not around as much.
The weird thing, he used to be way more friendly, but we didn't have a baby. I think babies just terrify cats. They just, because they're too
really?
aggressive. They run up, and even though he's very good with animals, just his presence is very in
Because you
your
never
face.
know.
Babies are like a little lumbering mini giant. Rah.
They kind of are like a drunk giant
Yes.
shrunken down.
Unpredictable.
Well, because they'll go pretty cat, and they're like boom, boom, slapping it on its butt, and you just go, I mean, cats don't like that.
And I think cats like being the most unpredictable thing in every room. And when they're not, it kind of throws them off because you never know what cats are going to do. They could be peaceful 1 second and spring onto your face. And like going, nah, I want to be that person in here. When you got a toddler, you just don't know.
The baby is out predictabling the cat.
So the cat hides out a lot. So there's not as much. When we used to record and we'd be in the studio, the cat would just come in and sit on a lap because, there's no threats.
Right. Everything was calm. I could predict everyone's behavior around me.
I feel like he's lost his voice.
For some reason, over the break, I watched a 15-minute video about cat behavior and what it means to be a cat and what their mannerisms mean and if they trust you or not. And you can tell when they trust you by what they do. It's very interesting.
They do the slow blinking at you, or they blink real slow at you. That means they love you.
And they said try to do the slow blinking back to them, because they might do it. Or if your cat's not blinking, go up to your cat and do a slow blink and see if it does it with you.
Wow.
It's one of their things that, for affection, I guess.
If they come up to you and let's say you're chilling on the couch and they sit not on you but right next to you, they trust you, but they also feel like you don't need to tend to their every need. They just like chilling with you because they think you're cool.
So you have to kind of flirt with your cat.
It takes work.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
If they jump on you and they really love you, they trust you. Yeah.
Have you seen that rubber tongue that you hold in your mouth and it's got little like ribs on it and you can lick your cat with it? It's like another way to bond with your cat.
All right, you jumped the shark.
That was in.
I didn't order it. I just seen it.
Yeah.
I think that was part 2 of the video.
Feels a
Dan.
little bestiality adjacent.
I didn't get to that part, Denny's.
Well, could you imagine this ritual if you come in and kind of start slow winking at your cat to try to make a connection, then you pull out a rubber tongue and start licking it? Imagine if you had a video of watching somebody do that. You'd be like, I don't know, man.
That guy's weird.
You hold it in your mouth and you can
It's an odd dance.
Oh, I think I think if you're doing all that, you're definitely on all fours crawling. Like you're crawling to the cat.
You need more two-legged friends. Get out there and make some more connections with people.
You just need to make sure no one ever sees you do this.
Right?
if you're dating somebody and you walked in on them licking their cat.
Yeah, don't make that date one. Well, you guys have a fun event that's going to be going on today. Captain Crust and Princess Pepperoni are going to be making an appearance, spreading the joy and love of pizza. Where are you going to be and what's going on?
We are going to Royal Palm Beach. We're going to a school and we're going to be spreading some love to some kids, bringing pizza. You know, the power of pizza, we have learned, is a very powerful thing. And when you go in and you surprise a classroom full of kids with pizza, they lose their mind.
Yeah, I just got a text from Captain Crust. He said anything is possible to the power of pizza. See you guys later.
All right.
He's in flight, not in a plane. He's flying.
Okay.
He hovers, though. He's scared of heights.
That's smart, though.
He's just above the tree.
He's maybe about 10 feet up off the ground.
Okay, so be careful. Hope he doesn't fly into the back of a semi. That could be rough. So why is Jbird having to pretend like he actually likes stamps? It's kind of a weird thing. Now, it's all about this guy that you're bartering toys with, and apparently he loves stamps.
It's an old man collectible.
It is an old man collectible, and there are people who are into stamps, and then there are people who are into stamps where they know the origin, the story, the person who painted it, the year. He's at that level. But he gives me good deals, so he... he has other things other than stamps and stuff that I have that I don't want. I'll go to his place and we'll barter, and you save a lot of money doing that.
Sure.
It's really just kind of like you're swapping something for roughly the same value. The only issue is he's kind of
trying to date you?
No, he's kind of crotchety.
Oh, he's grumpy?
He's kind of grumpy. And he's only nice if you stay there and listen to him talk about stamps we're talking 25 to 30 minutes.
Whoa, okay.
That's when he turns into nice mode.
Okay.
When he starts bringing out the stamps.
You have to butter him up.
You have to. Well, there was one time, because I worked with him a few times now.
Yeah.
And the one time I said, I got to go. I wasn't rude about it, but in his eyes.
It's rude.
It was rude.
Yeah.
He didn't give me any kind of a stamp talk, and I didn't get good deals that day. He was being cold, and the good deals I normally get, I go, that was kind of weird. So the next time I went in there, I was so stamp friendly, and I got good deals. But you have to listen to so much stamp talk, and it's so long, and so to a point where I start to almost fall asleep standing up.
You have a transactional relationship.
Yes.
Can you spell out the transaction? We talk about big savings. Can you give me a dollar amount that you might typically save for the amount of time you spend?
Okay, for example, if I've got something that's $150 worth,
okay,
I'll go to him, and sometimes he'll give me a deal where the thing I want might be worth $150. But he'll give it to me for $85, or like, and that. But it's you're just bartering it, but you're still getting a plus.
Okay,
that's worth 20 minutes of chit chat.
Well, you're talking $65, and
that's not every time, though. That's not every time.
Okay, so then you have to do an average.
An average. Yeah. I do come up a little bit on top.
So 65 is the high end for 20 minutes. That's the best deal you're going to get.
That would be the best deal I've gotten
That
so
feels
far.
like that might be an acceptable deal. But if it's less, let's say you get 30 and it's $1 a minute, then you got to start asking yourself, okay, if I'm getting $30 for 30 minutes.
Well, the thing that bothers me, and I know he doesn't listen, believe me, I know. He doesn't. He knows no affiliation.
He listens to ham radio.
Yeah, I don't think he even knows I do this for a living. It's more of just, I know this guy. If I try to be curious and ask a question just to try to engage, he almost gets snippy if you ask the wrong type of question.
It's stupid.
I'm like, so is that one like from the 30s? No, it's from the 30s. It's from the 80s. Come on. I'm like, all right, I'm just trying to engage, dog. Believe me, I don't want to ask him.
So you step in it just trying to be nice. He will get nasty if you say something stupid in his mind.
Yeah, I also think sometimes, too, people that are older and crotchety like that might be just a symptom of loneliness. And I can see a little bit of joy in his eyes when he talks about stamps.
Yeah.
And I like giving that to him.
Yeah.
But with that said.
Right. There's a limit even to that.
There is a limit because it's not that close either. So it's a drive as well.
Ooh, okay.
So, What do you do?
I mean, I think you just need to block off a little more time and give this guy what he needs. Because now y'all are kind of in a relationship and it can go one of two ways. You can make it get better or you can make it get worse.
But it's a relationship that kind of makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah. Well, I'm wondering, for situations like that, can you set a timer on your phone for whatever's acceptable to you, maybe 15 minutes, 10 or 15 minutes. And then as you're having the conversation, you're fully engaged, and then your phone goes off. You're like, oh, you know what? I'm sorry, I got to take this call. And then you're like, hey, thank you so much. And
oh my gosh,
gotta go, my car's on fire.
Oh my gosh, Grandma died again? And no.
Yes, right. Like, I'm sorry, I got to go, or blah, blah, blah. Can you ring me up?
And that's what I kind of did the one time he turned into a cold jerk to me. I kind of had like a little plan to get out of there quick, and he did not like that.
Right. When he's done, he wants to be done. He calls the shots.
He wanted to talk stamps,
If you're going to deal when he's, you stay until I'm done talking about stamps.
You know how I love figures?
Yeah.
This guy dogs me when it comes to his love for stamps. He loves stamps.
Okay, wow.
Books on books.
Yeah.
Frames on frames.
Yeah, I think I'd have to know. I'd have to be standing and be like, okay, I've been here for 25 minutes. And
that's what it was. It was at least 30 minutes.
Yeah. I'd be like, all right, I'm at my limit. This is it.
Well, it's at his house, too. So he's taking me around every part of the...
Oh, yeah. You're the grandson he never had.
Yeah.
Now I feel guilty. I got to go over there and make up a sandwich and talk stamps. There's part of me that does kind of feel bad for him, though.
Everyone else is dead. It's just you.
Yeah, I know. That's what
That's tough, man.
It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. Virginia, take it away, because you know we need that Dirt of the Day.
This Dirt of the Day is brought to you by my new closet designers, Closets by Design. Well, if you were watching the Golden Globe Awards the other night, you saw that Sarah Jessica Parker was honored with a Lifetime Style Award celebrating her TV career. It's something weird going on, too, between her and Chris Noth. So Chris Noth was Mr. Big on Sex and the City for many years, and he was also in the movie, but then...
She let him die.
She let him die, both in the movie and in real life.
I'm sorry, she let him die in the new series, and I don't care what... Don't even email me about it. She let him die, y'all.
She let him die, and she also didn't want to support him. So... The allegations surfaced in 2021. Multiple women came forward, multiple different women from different time periods that didn't know each other. And that's what is the scary part. You have lots of women telling the same story from different periods in his life. And these women didn't know each other. There was 5 of them. He also copped to cheating on his wife and said, yes, I did do that, but it was consensual. And so a lot of people were like, oh, I don't know, this is where there's smoke, there's fire. Sarah Jessica Parker publicly supported the women who came forward and not Mr. Big. So after she got her Golden Globe Award the other night, I guess he shared pictures of himself on Instagram, working out in the gym, very excited. And people commented below his workout selfie because he was like saying expletives about, the new year, and people are like, well, you don't mean anything about the new year. You mean actually about Sarah Jessica Parker, right? And he responded with one word, right. So people are like, okay, the beef continues between them. You can see why he's probably angry. He's saying that all the relationships were consensual and that the women got it wrong. But, some of the women told stories about how, he was very intoxicated and to the point where he probably doesn't remember the assault.
Oh, wow.
So that plays into it as well. If you're hammered beyond knowing what's going on around you and you're just, assaulting somebody that you just took home, you might not remember what happened or how it went down.
Yeah.
You might not think you did anything because you blacked out.
If you do want a good laugh, though, watch the first season of Just Like That. They try so hard, and it is pretty cringy.
Well, I think it is where it belongs, and that is shelved.
She's not liked by a lot of people. That's the rumor. She's not nice behind the scenes either.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, they had a lot of drama. Wasn't it one of the ladies didn't come back because she had some beef with
Samantha?
Kim Cattrall.
Kim Cattrall.
Okay. Yeah.
She definitely has beef with Sarah Jessica Parker, but I mean, look, I think it's going to happen. You've got, all these egos, all these actors. They work together for so many years.
I'm talking about people that are not actors are going, she does not treat people nicely. That's the rumor. That's the hot goss, Kev. That's all I got.
Hot goss. Okay.
In other hot goss, there is more. It looks as though we now have Timothy Busfield in custody. We told you yesterday about how there was an arrest warrant issued. Prosecutors wanted to talk with him, and they wanted to find out if he indeed had criminal sexual contact with a minor. Now, it would have happened back on this movie he was directing in 2022 called The Cleaning Lady. There were two boys in the movie. The boys were 7 and 8 at the time, back in 2022. Now they're a little bit older. And I guess they told their parents what happened, what they think happened. And it was 2 years after. So it was in 2024 when the police were contacted there in Albuquerque, New Mexico. So this has been going on behind the scenes for quite a minute. And his attorney, Timothy Busfield's attorney, said, look, we're conducting our own investigation because we don't believe that Warner Brothers did a great job of gathering evidence. There were witness statements. There were corroborating evidence that Mr. Busfield was never alone with the twins on set. So it wouldn't have been possible for him to engage in inappropriate conduct. That's what his lawyer is saying. So this will be interesting to see how it all plays out.
Yeah, he released a video with his statement. Here's the gist of what he was saying.
I'm going to confront these lies. They're horrible. They're all lies. And I did not do anything to those little boys. And I'm going to fight it.
Okay. All right. Sounding very defiant there.
Yes, we will keep you posted. I'm sure his attorney and his team are going to do whatever they can to get witnesses. And if there's no witnesses and everybody says that he was never alone with them, then what the heck's going on? Mm-hmm. Stay tuned. Okay. And that's what's going on in your dirt.
It was yesterday that we got that email from the couple that was talking about the struggles they were having with fertility and all the interesting little wives' tales and everything else they're trying to get pregnant. And if anybody had tried anything that was a little bit out there that was successful. And yeah, the good thing about, stress and trying to get into a good place. And sometimes when you try too hard, that it actually, for some reason, just gets you clanked and undermines you. But there's just so many things when it comes to the fertility game. And I thought this was kind of crazy. I don't know if this could be their issue. Sounds rare, but it does happen. Paul and Alex Murphy Klein got married in 2023, and they said they expected to get pregnant really fast, and that was their goal. They said quickly and easily, but after 1 year without success and failed IVF, doctors diagnosed unexplained infertility with no medical issues found. They're like, we can't figure out what's going on. So they took these at-home blood tests, and they realized that Alex, the wife, she had a genetic predisposition that made her immune system attack Paul's DNA.
Wow.
I never heard anything like that. That's crazy. So they began what's called LIT therapy, injecting processed samples of his blood into his wife. It's called immunotherapy. They're still waiting on the results, but that's the strategy, try to get her used to his genetic material so it's not like attack, kill.
Wow.
which is kind of crazy, isn't it?
That is wild.
Yeah.
I'd share my blood with you guys.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd share my blood with you.
Okay.
Mine's got a lot of booze in it, though. I don't know if you want it.
Yeah.
You know what they say, though?
That BAC is high.
Blood in, blood out.
And I thought this is rather interesting, too, about fertility. I don't know the correlation, the connection, or even the reason why, but just the headline of the study that's out today says women with 2 to 3 children tend to age the slowest at the cellular level, while women who had 4 or more children or none at all showed signs of faster biological aging later in life.
I mean, I know why 4 children ages you faster.
Yeah, right. But
and I think incrementally, the more kids you have, the faster you will age.
so why would having no kids at all age you faster at the cellular level?
Because you're drinking, you're smoking, you're doing
You're having a great life.
Yeah, you're living it up, baby.
Maybe. You're
playing in the devil's playground.
You're traveling, you're skydiving, you're skiing.
Yeah.
You're just spending all the money you make on you.
I may have died younger, but man, I lived that life. I made those years count.
You're sleeping around. You're smoking your pot.
All the joys.
Yes.
You're taking them all in.
That's it. Need a little help. Looks like we have to fire somebody who has terminal cancer.
Oh, Lord. That is too heavy for me.
Oof. Now, her and her husband had their own business, and about 4 years ago, we really needed some help with filing and keeping up with our business taxes. And one of his very long-term clients said that she would help us and do all the legwork. We agreed, and we bartered services. Everything was fine until this last year and a half. She was diagnosed with a brain tumor, and as I feel for her, this past year, our 2024 taxes have been a disaster, to say the least. We kept receiving notices that we owe or are delinquent, missing information in order to file, fines and fees, and filing for extensions, etc. We still haven't received our return, and she has become increasingly difficult to get a hold of. It'll be days to a week with her not getting back to us. I can only imagine how she's feeling with what is going on and having to go through chemo and treatments, and I feel so bad, and I'm so sympathetic to her ailment, but this is our livelihood, and we are paying so much money in fines. She said she wants to stay busy, but we think this might just be too much for her to take on. We don't want to offend or upset her in any way. So how do we tell her that we don't want her services anymore? She messaged us twice about getting started on 2025, but we have ignored the question. We have no clue on what to say to her. As if we do, then it's like they'd have to move forward. So, yeah, that is a tough thing. And look, you know, the only thing I can think is that in life, sometimes you have to have tough conversations and hard things happen. And this feels like this might be one of those times.
This is so sad. This actually happened to me. I had a wonderful tax guy. His name was Butch, and he was incredible. And he got really, really sick. And he did end up passing away. And towards the end, I felt terrible. And I was not going to make any moves because I didn't want to break Butch's heart, because he loved working. He loved doing taxes. He was really good at it. And such a strong, like, confident, powerful man. It broke my heart at the end of his journey and the illness that finally took his life. So it sucked.
Have they tried to sit her down and say, hey, look, we're just finding a lot of errors. Is there anything that we can help you with to make it easier for you? We know you're struggling with stuff. How can we help you? And we all can help each other. And maybe you kind of go in the way of kindness. You're not really giving her the axe. You're kind of getting her involved and letting her know something is wrong. And maybe we could use a helper on
a
this.
Second set of eyes.
Yeah, and there's
to
nothing
look
wrong
at.
with that.
If you have all the evidence, and I'm sure you do, of all the money you owe the IRS extra now because of mistakes that were made on the filing, just bring that to her and sit down face to face and give her the respect of a face-to-face conversation where you say, hey, look, we're getting all these fines and stuff. Can I please bring a second set of eyes in on this so that somebody else can help us? Because I feel like I can't afford to make any more mistakes in the taxes.
If you come at it with kindness, I think, some warmth, and then you offer some assistance as well. Say, look, we are having problems. That's a real thing that's really going on, and it's starting to affect us. We also know you're going through a lot, too. So why don't we have someone help both of us right now and kind of come from that angle instead of just going, you're gone, hit the pavement.
And maybe you and your husband, do it together. Maybe you and your husband don't change anything in your barter arrangement. Whatever you guys were helping her out with, you continue to do that as she fights cancer. Like, I wouldn't change anything on that side of it. But I would say that, we're just going to get a second set of eyes to look at all the important tax info so we don't continue to accrue fines.
Yeah. Sometimes I've seen that where you kind of bring in somebody to help the person that's not functioning well, and they get territorial, and it becomes now a bigger dysfunction, and the person you bring in becomes frustrated and says, hey, look, they're really impeding my progress and I can't get anything done.
Well, I think all of you need to be in the room together.
Yeah, and then you show, well, this is impeding our progress, and then show all of the fines and everything. I mean, you feel bad for somebody going through something, and you're doing the best you can, and you're trying to come from a spiritual level here and trying to get to keep her involved, but you also can't lose a ton of money either.
No, and you need to have everybody in the same room at the office, wherever she was keeping all of your paperwork and receipts and whatever business forms, so that those can be shared with the new person, so that there's not anybody holding information that wasn't shared or paperwork that wasn't shared.
And sometimes in life you can be honest, you can speak from the heart, and somebody may not receive that. They may not get what you're trying to lay down. That happens in life sometimes.
Now, Sammy's got an interesting thought where she said only mention what she's doing wrong when you make a change. If you mention her illness, you need to keep it performance-based, so don't say anything about the cancer.
Amen. That's a good point.
Well, it depends on what kind of relationship you have. Let's say this woman's talked openly about her cancer, her struggles. I think that changes the situation. And some people do have that kind of relationship with their tax person.
Yeah, but you don't want to make it about that. You want to make it about the fines. You want to make it about the mistakes with the taxes. Don't make it about her or her personal health.
Don't tell me how to handle my problems.
Now, I know this is a right...
Legally.
You're right. I know this is a right-to-work state, but I've heard where sometimes people say, I was terminated for, discrimination, and they can still bring a suit, and that might be something.
You don't want to be in that.
I don't know where that goes. And so, you've got the right here based on the performance that's been going on and keeping it that way. And
performance alone.
Yes.
That's it.
At least saying we have to take you off of doing the taxes, the fines, all those things are crippling our business, and so we have to make a change on that. So maybe there's another way or another form where you can work on a different project to help us out, and that keeps you busy, but it's not going to be crippling to our business, because this unfortunately is.
And if you're helping her out financially, if you're helping her out with anything, I would just encourage you to do whatever you can to keep giving her that financial assistance or that bartering assistance, whatever you guys had arranged. Try to have compassion for her as she's going through cancer, and don't cut her off from much needed help, because this is your moment to be her friend too.
Absolutely.
Be your friend, but don't bring up the fact that she has cancer. And they both don't kind of jive with me. If you are friends, you're going to talk about someone's cancer and their struggles that they're going through. It's going to be hard to just keep it business-like if you want to still be her friend and be there for her.
I disagree.
I disagree with a lot of things you say.
Well, then we can just agree to disagree.
Yeah, if anybody's got any thoughts on how you could do this, because you want to be compassionate, you want to consider her challenges she's going through, but you also want to be fully legally compliant in how you do this, because I've seen people who thought we're all close, and then it flips, and then there's a lawsuit, and you're talking about losing money now. Imagine if you get sued and you lose that suit.
And imagine you have to go to a lawsuit, and now you're suing somebody, and they're suing you, and you're counter-suing each other. Like, oh my gosh. As she's going through cancer, the optics on that are horrifying.
Well, coming up here at the end of the month, KVJ is going to be a part of the Susan G. Komen More Than Pink walk that is going on the West Palm Beach waterfront. at the Meyer Amphitheater on January 31st. It is a great event we've been involved with for many years. It all is to raise funds for breast cancer research and support. And if you're ever saying, well, is it doing any kind of good? It's stories like this that let you know it is doing good, because they've got an updated survival rate when it comes to cancers in America. And they now say 7 out of 10 cancer patients are surviving 5 years or longer after diagnosis. And you want to see how that progresses. 70% is where we are right now. And they say that survival rate represents a dramatic increase. It was just 50% back in the 1970s.
Wow.
When you're talking about a 20% increase, you're talking about a lot of lives and people that are surviving cancer now. It was 63% just in the mid-1990s. So it is jumping up all the time. Seems like every decade we're getting there, getting higher and higher and higher. You get to 80, 90%, and then next thing is that cure, baby. Who knows? Maybe we'll see it in our lifetime.
That would be beautiful.
Yeah, they say the report estimates that 4.8 million cancer deaths were prevented from 1991 to 2023 due to better treatments, earlier detection, and reduced smoking rates. So these are all the things that Komen is all about, is raising money so it can go into the research. And if you're saying, is the research working? The numbers are saying, yes, it does. Still a serious thing, though. The American Cancer Society is projecting over 626,000 cancer deaths and more than 2.1 million new cases just this year. So it is happening. I do know that, one of the things is trying to figure out with the younger people getting cancer. In fact, I saw up to 25% of breast cancers occur in women younger than the age of 50.
Wow.
It's a quarter of them. Yeah. And 81% of the cases were invasive tumors. So, they recommend starting at age 40 or 45, but they say maybe even earlier if you have it running in your family. And I know they've looked at those BRCA genes and things like that.
Yes.
Higher risk women. And
that gene testing is amazing.
yeah, that's just some of the stuff that they're doing to really cut down these cancer rates and deaths. So it is a really big thing, and I hope that you can join us on the 31st, Saturday morning. The weather's always beautiful, nice and chilly, and just great to be walking there on the West Palm Beach waterfront. So I'd love to see you out there when we do that. All right, well, we got more KVJ. It is going to be on the After the Show. You can check it out on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, coming to Instagram, TikTok, so many different places. And every single day, we do get it posted up if you want to listen to Spotify or watch. We have the videos there as well for the regular, the After the Show, and a lot of show clips. Before we get to it, Bird, if you would, wrap us up with your thought for the day.
Talked a lot about stamps today.
Yeah, we did
actually.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We celebrate the message, but the stamp did the work. Many lives feel exactly like that.
I don't get it.
That came from the old guy, stamp collector. It doesn't make any sense. But, just trying to make him feel better. That's how it works.
The KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.